Yeah, the revelations now televised. A platform for you and I, and now look with full heart and clear eyes. Now, these are just my thoughts. Truth on how I feel on these topics I reveal. Please know my toll, I always keep it real. Can't face the word if you can't face facts. For your time, just open up your mind. That's it, just live, think big, now take that. With God in me, this here was made by design. Yeah, the revelation will be televised. REVELSations.
What's up, people, and welcome back to the REVELSations Podcast. It's your boy Rev, and you are about to listen to the final edition, final installment, final verse of the REVELSations Podcast. Season 1. Hi, thought it was out of here, but nope, we will be rocking with you for seasons more and seasons more. Please subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcasts. You can email me directly at revelsationspodcast@gmail.com. You can also follow the show, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok at the REVELSations Podcast. Please hit me up, drop any comments. Let me know how you like season 1, all that good stuff. We did a lot in season 1, 27 chapters. If you've been rocking with me since the Black Mind Matter podcast, you know why I have 27 chapters. 27 is for my brother who we lost back in 2016, Robert. I love him so much. I miss him. And 27 is the day he was born in December. So all of my things with Black Minds Matter podcast, the REVELSations Podcast, anything I do with the Now production, as this is, will have the number 27 attached to it. Just an honor and an ode to them. It's no superstitious. It's no hocus pocusness. It's simply recognizing my brother, my big brother, who's the greatest of us all. So what will I be talking about on the last one? Now, I dropped the verse 26 a while ago, and then I did a bonus episode on being a peacemaker and a peacekeeper. And the reason I made that a bonus episode instead of the final one is because I really was trying to think, what do I want to end season 1 on? Like, what do I want to end season 1? Season 1 has been a blast. It's been fun. I've done a lot in season 1, talked about a lot of different things, but there has really been a main topic of season 1, if you really think about it. And that's like self-esteem. That's about building yourself up. And a lot of that is for you all, but I'm also preaching to myself, preaching to me. So I'm going to do that one more time, but it's going to be a little different. We started the season with the pick and stick philosophy when I had my good friend Sean on. We talked about relationships. We talked about there. I talked about the pride that I have, how I want to get rid of that. That was in verse 2. Went on to challenging my self-beliefs about, do I want to be a stepfather? Do I don't? I think the answer to that is no. No, not really want to do it, but I at least challenge the thoughts there. Verse 7, we talked about being as confident as mayonnaise. We went on to talk about many different things, the consistency of success, about forgiveness. We talked about being thankful, doing everything with excellence. There's so much that we covered, but again, the main topic always seemed to be excellence, self-esteem, building yourself up. And even my 2024 goal was being nice to me. And that's what we're going to talk about one more time. But this time it's going to be a little different. It's not only going to be about building ourselves up. It's going to be about why we dim our own light. So there's an old song. You guys want to hear me sing? I'll try it. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Now, I cannot sing. Some of you probably turn me off. Does not matter. You have heard that song before. Many people have. And we were taught that song in churches. We've heard that song around about letting our light shine. And that's about being as great as we can be, being who we can be. But the world oftentimes tells us to be humble, to not let our light shine. And people feel like if your light is shining, that is dimming theirs. But that's not true. Think about it. Okay, if I got a light and this light has 100 watts and it is plugged in and it is burning and is shining as bright as it can. If you come in with a 200 watt bulb and you plug it into a separate light fixture and it shines, it may shine brighter than my 100 watt bulb, but it does not dim my 100 watts. My 100 watts don't go down to 90, 80, 70. I'm still shining at 100 watts. What happens is oftentimes we are actually the 200-watt light bulb. And people who are around us who are 100 watts or 50 or 75 or whatever it is, they want us to put a shade on our light because we are outshining them. We can outshine others, but just because we are outshining doesn't dim their light. And people do not want you to outshine them. This could be family. This could be friends. It definitely could be enemies. It could be coworkers. Think about it. How many times are you doing your thing? You are happy with an accomplishment you made. You go and share it with some people you love, or you walk into your fullness. You walk into your confidence. And these people say, oh, so what, you think you better than me? No, I never said that. I'm just telling you about the accomplishments I had. What's happening is they're internalizing your shine. They realize that your shine is greater than theirs, and they're wanting you to put a shade on your shine so their shine can be seen at its fullest illumination. And we shouldn't do that. We have to be comfortable with being as great as we are. If we've accomplished great things, be comfortable in that. Don't hide that. Don't sit back and think about other people's feelings in the aspect of, I won't be as great as I can be because that might hurt their feelings. I won't show as much as I know because that might hurt their feelings. I won't do as much as I can do because everybody else in the room cannot. There's a saying that if you're the smartest person in the room, you need a new room. Or if you're the richest person in the room, you need a new room. Or if you're the whatever person in the room, you need a new room. And I genuinely agree with that. But sometimes you are going to be the smartest person in the room. Sometimes you are going to be the most wealthy person in the room. And you need to be comfortable with being the best in the room and not putting a lampshade on your own light and shine as bright as you can and be okay. And here's the thing. If your brightness is hurting somebody else's eyes, it's not your job to put a shade on it. It's their job to put on sunglasses. They have to do it. They shouldn't be trying to outshine, dim your light. No, they should be trying to get their stuff together. If they can't take this on, wear some shades. But we are not dimming our lights. Nope. And I've done that. So story time. I've accomplished a lot of great things. The people that know me well, they know from where I've come to where I am is leaps and bounds. I will say this. Some people may be further along on the journey, but they have not traveled as far as I've come. From the circumstances of my birth, almost dying at birth, to the circumstances of a lot of family drama and things early in my life, to being looked over, to being cast out, to being misdiagnosed, to being put in classes of children with learning disabilities. Well, really, yeah, they said I was not able to learn when I was in middle school, to being shunned by friends and family and the like, to be where I am, to accomplish what I accomplished. It's a lot. I don't want to really say all of my accomplishments because we'll be here all day doing that. But oftentimes, while I'm accomplishing those, people I love, people that I work with, even my enemies are telling me that my accomplishments don't mean anything, or I shouldn't say things about my accomplishments, or I shouldn't carry myself in the light in which I do. And I was taught that was ingrained from birth. I love my mother, God rest her soul, but she would say things like, well, baby, we know you accomplish a lot, but make sure that you're not bragging about it because nobody likes to hear that. And I would say, well, Mom, I did this or I did that. Look at me. I did this great thing. She was like, well, praise the Lord. And I was like, well, wait a minute. Hold on a second. I love the Lord and he gave me the ability, but the Lord didn't do it. I did it. The Lord didn't score those points. The Lord didn't write those papers. The Lord didn't accomplish this. The Lord didn't accomplish that. He gave me the ability to, but I had to do the work. And me and her would go back and forth. And I would say, well, Mom, look how many people have the ability to do things and they don't. I said, God gets the glory for giving me the ability, but I get the credit for actually doing it. God hasn't written one paper for me. God hasn't taken one test for me. God hasn't lifted one weight for me. God hasn't done any of that. He's given me the ability, the wherewithal, and the skills to do it, but I had to do something. So God gets the glory, but I get the credit. And that was a point of contention that I had in my household. That I was like, well, no, I should get the credit. God does get the glory. Thank you, God, for doing all these great things and giving me these great things. But I get the credit. because I actually did the work. And my family would say things like, oh, you're arrogant or you're cocky. And that would make me feel bad because I love these individuals. I love my family. Oh, you think you're better than us. You think you're smarter than us. Not necessarily. Oftentimes what happens is people, now this is not my family. We just talking about people in general. People will project their insecurity onto you. You think you're better than me. No, it's not that I think I'm better than you. The truth is you think I'm better than you. And you're projecting that, and that upsets you because nobody wants to be around, or not many people, I should say, are comfortable with people who they know light is shining brighter than theirs. Now, me, I honestly don't have that problem. I put myself in rooms and circles where I don't have the brightest light. And to me, that's okay. It only motivates me to do better. But you have to understand, most people don't want to see you do better than them. They want you to do all right. If they're making 100,000, they want you to make 75. This is a real thing. You can, I saw it. You can look at it. It was a statistic out there. There was a man who polled some people, and he asked, would you rather make $100,000 a year and all of your colleagues make $200,000 a year, or would you rather make $50,000 a year and your colleagues make like $25,000 a year? Do you know most people said they would rather make less, the 50,000, so they can be above their colleagues who make 25,000? To me, that is insane. I would rather make 100,000 while everybody else is make 200,000. But that's just how I am. But most people want to be at the top. Most people crave to be at the top. And if you are shining bright, they cannot stand it. They do not like it. And they know they don't have the ability, or if they do have the ability, they don't have the drive within themselves to shine brighter than they are. So they will ask you to put a shade on your shine. And we're not doing that. We're not putting shades on our shine. We're going to shine bright. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Shine as bright as it can be. Shine, shine, shine. So what does it mean by letting it shine? It means being comfortable with being the best. Sometimes you just are better than people in life, but more specifically, better than people at things. If I'm playing basketball and I'm better than you, it is your problem, not mine, that I'm better than you. I shouldn't play worse to make you feel better. If I'm in the room and I'm the smartest person and something needs to be said, I should be saying it, and I should walk in my intelligence. If I am the preferred person for a particular job, I shouldn't make myself look worse to make everybody else feel better. If I can perform better at a job or a task, I just do. And it's on you to not be so uncomfortable. And if you are uncomfortable, oh well, because it is on me to be okay with being the greatest that I can be, being my greatness, like I said in previous verses. So what do we do with that? The moral of it is, be okay with being great. Be okay with shining as bright as you can. And you'll quickly find out those that want you to put a shade on your brightness, those aren't the people you want to connect to anyway. And again, that could be family, that could be friends, that could be foes, that could be people you work with. The majority of people that say they love you really don't want to see you do well unless they are doing well as well. If they see you going leaps and bounds and et cetera, they really don't like that because it's going to make them look bad. I'll go and work out and people will say this, man, you're working out too hard. You're making me look bad. No, you're making you look bad because how hard I'm working out. Or you've accomplished this thing and, oh man, how did you not fall victim to the traps? Oh, you must have a secret. No, I don't have a secret. I just work harder than you. That's what it is. I just work harder. So there's so many times where people will try to dampen your light, but do not let them dampen your light. And that's how we gonna end season 1, verse 27. Just not letting people dampen our light. And I'm really talking to me. I've done a lot of things, and I struggle, as I've said in previous verses, with believing in myself. And what I'm learning is that the struggle really is not in believing in myself. The struggle is my training of being told and being forced to be humble versus my nature of, wait a minute, I know I'm great. I know I'm good. I know I can do this. So there's always that inner battle of my conditioning versus my nature, my training or my nurture versus my nature. My nature says I am great. My nature says I am good. And you have some people who think Rev is the most cocky person in the world. And then you have other people that say, man, he has self-esteem. And both of them are true. I can be a cocky person, but even though I'm being a cocky person, it is rightfully cocky. I know what I did. And my cockiness is not in subjectivity. My cockiness is in facts. So then is it really cocky? No, it's just stating who I am and knowing who I am. Knowing who I am, knowing what I've done, and knowing what I can do. Having that belief and faith in myself. And the odd thing about it is, people are okay with if they believe in you, but if you believe in you, they have a problem with it. They're okay with giving you a compliment, but if you give yourself a compliment, they have a problem with it. So then the question remains, why is your opinion about me worth more than my opinion about me? We cannot allow that to happen. We cannot allow that to happen. So I will end it there. Quick, verse 27. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you continue to rock with me. We're rolling right into season 2. There'll be some changes, but minimal changes, technical changes, schedule changes, camera changes, things of that nature. But I really, more importantly, just thank you so much for all the support, all the love, people who have been rocking with me since the beginning of season 1. We're rolling right into season 2. There really will be no break. I just like to break it down into 27s, like I said, to honor my older brother who passed away a long time ago. Guys, keep rocking with me. Please subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcasts. You can hit me up on social media networks at the REVELSations Podcast. That's on Facebook, Twitter. No, not Twitter. Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. You can also email me at REVELSationsPodcast@gmail.com. I appreciate you rocking with me. I am because we are. Hallelujah. Peace.